Oke, selamat malam semua yang sudah mungkin ngikutin dari kemarin ya. Saya melihat beberapa nama familiar dari kemarin sudah mengikuti Brand Marketing Con by Niagahoster sampai ke hari kedua dan sesi terakhir hari ini. Terima kasih antusiasmenya yang sudah luar biasa. Sesi terakhir ini kita kedatangan tamu spesial nanti dari Google langsung. Jadi siap-siap mencerna dan menerima materi dan insight tentunya dari pembicara kita malam hari ini. Selama 1 jam ke depan akan ada saya Ayunda yang akan membantu teman-teman nanti hoster people mengikuti jalannya sesi. Nanti memang sesi ini akan dimulai dengan pembahasan dalam bahasa Inggris oleh para pembicara kita, tapi nanti teman-teman bebas bertanya menggunakan bahasa Indonesia di menggunakan fitur Q&A, sehingga nanti saya bisa bantu untuk menerjemahkan gitu nanti ke teman-teman speaker, kemudian nanti kembali lagi ke teman-teman juga dalam bahasa Indonesia, akan saya bantu untuk terjemahkan juga. Begitu. Oke, seperti biasa mungkin kita perkenalan dulu dengan mungkin ada yang baru mengikuti di sesi kali ini. Jadi Brand Marketing Con by Niagahoster adalah event tahunan gitu ya. Kita sudah mulai dari tahun lalu. Di tahun lalu kita sudah berhasil mengadakan event ini dengan 12 sesi sama, tapi 14 speaker dan dari 15 speaker dan dari 14 brand. Tapi tahun ini kita kedatangan lebih banyak lagi speaker, jadi ada 17 speaker dari 15 brand. Harapannya memang teman-teman semakin dapat banyak insight gitu ya dari para speakers yang semakin beragam. Oke, dari boleh kalau misalnya dari attendees ada yang mau kenalan di kolom chat, cantumkan nama dan domisili supaya bisa saling kenal gitu ya. Untuk Niagahoster sendiri adalah perusahaan web hosting, penyedia layanan web hosting yang sudah berdiri sejak tahun 2013 di Perpusat di Yogyakarta dengan misi membantu jutaan orang untuk meraih kesuksesan online menggunakan website. Seperti itu. Jadi topik kita malam hari ini akan tentunya membahas tentang apa yang ada di Google gitu ya, menggunakan Google Search dan memanfaatkan Sitekit juga untuk sebagai platform data untuk marketing. Materi nanti akan dibagikan, tapi nanti akan saya beritahu caranya seperti apa untuk bisa mendapatkan materinya, dan juga sesi ini akan direkam sepenuhnya sehingga nanti teman-teman bisa tetap menonton ulang, tapi juga akan saya beritahukan di akhir nanti caranya seperti apa. Seperti itu. Oke, mungkin kita langsung menyapa saja para pembicara kita yang bergabung dari 2 negara. Yang satu dari Jepang dan yang satu lagi di Singapura. Hello, Ian and Shu.
Hello.
All right. Okay, so maybe you can turn your camera on so we can see you. Nice. Okay. All right. So she's joining us from Japan, which means 2 hours difference. Is it correct?
It's 9. Yeah, I think so. It's 9:30 p.m.
Yes, 2 hours. Then Ian joining us from Singapore with 1 hour difference. Okay, yeah. Then I guess some people joining us as well as joining us from region in Indonesia that actually have time difference as well. So I guess some of them will be the same as one of you. So, okay. So without further ado, I will, we can start the session. I have explained to the attendees that we will run the session in English, but then they can still ask questions using Bahasa, and I will translate it later to you both. And you can also, you both can also answer the questions using English, and I will translate them to Bahasa for our attendees. Okay, so over to you guys for the presentation.
Okay, yeah, I think here's our screen. So good evening, yeah. Like I hope everyone enjoying the 2-day session of the brand marketing conference which Niagahoster hosted. I think there's a bunch of fruitful session you definitely like have a lot of learnings and takeaway from a lot of like tech company or a lot of like solution company. So we're Google here at the last session, and we hope you enjoy today's last session and hope what we're going to share with you, which we will talk a little bit more about Google search. It may not be new, but it also have some new release. Also Scikit, some of you may heard of it, some of you may not. So we're going to share about it. And like as Ayuda says, this will be conducted in English, but feel free to raise your questions like in the chat box. So later Q&A session will help you to answer all those questions. So I'm Ian, like from Singapore, and Shu, like from Japan. We work on Google's like web and search like ecosystem and partnership team. Our goal is to have the World Wide Web, especially APAC, because both of us like sitting APAC to help APAC partners and like site owners, developers to have great experience about like website, because we believe that website is something like nowadays will reach a lot of user, as like most of you may definitely have the website since you like may have like use some of the like Niagahoster solution. Yeah, so next slide, please. So I'll share a little bit more about the power of Google search, and later on Shu will share more about Scikits for like what Scikit is benefit for like marketer and advertisers. So next slide, and next. So you definitely like may not be unfamiliar. You definitely may be very familiar like about Google search. Even nowadays we have lots of like more, we say, super app service, like you may use like Gojek or lots of like other stuff. But search is still something you may use day to day, and there's like a billion of user like still like go to search to find answer every day. So every day we actually send visitor to over like 100 million sites, like different sites. So this is still a large amount of like traffic aggregation, because we collect and index like worldwide information. So I'm sharing some statistics here. So each month, Google search actually connect people with more than 120 million business that doesn't have a website. Meanwhile, like local results on Google search drives more than 4 billion connects for business every month, including more than 2 billion visits of website, as well as like connections like phone calls, direction, ordering food, and like making reservation. So that is still a certain amount of number like we like help to fulfill user needs and help them on everyday query. Next page, please. So you may definitely be familiar with like these two, like these two. One is Google search. Like we actually on our like 20 and 21 years old of Google search, but well, our UI is like keep like revamping and like showing a lot more useful and helpful, rich result to accommodate to more different kind of segment of user. For example, Gen Z user. And there is Discover. Some of you may know, some of you may not. Discover is like a certain like feed flow. So it will help you to like personalize news and update. Every people will see different contents on Discover. You may see the news information you are more interesting, some topics, local publisher, etc. You can like click on. There is like I'm interesting and I'm not interesting. The Discover feed will like do some customization toward you to help you show the content which is like relative to you. So these are the entry points for like most of the web user, because from here you can link to like every website around the world. Next page, please. So besides the general like blue link, like we can see like everywhere on search. For nowadays, there are actually a lot of kind of we say rich result can be seen on Google search. For example, on the top right, it's like the how to. So you can like some website they actually teach like people like maybe like how to make a cake, or how to like make some how to like fix something. So the Google will actually like parse all these contents to like help the user who just query to Google search about what they want to do. You may also be familiar with about the we say like knowledge panel, which you can see a big Google there. If you are a business, you are a company, you will definitely have your own page of knowledge panel, which underlies like the social media like Facebook, Twitter here. Also, we have recipes, or if you are like commerce, a merchant, your product will actually have some rating, have some like price being like shown on Google search, which we want to help users to get more like comprehensive like information from search to understand what they're looking for, and like before they click, they will know this is the thing they're searching for. Next. So Google search actually quite like following up also the modern trend, as we know like nowadays, besides like general text or like image, nowadays like videos like are more like popular. People are more eager to consume this kind of like people saying something, people recording something, vlog, etc., or like creators. So we are like even like developing feature like this. For example, we have key moments. Key moment is like will help to parse the video and find the like important timestamp like on each video. So from search, you can actually search to a certain second of video, just like we show it here. And if you click it, next click please. If we click it, we can actually just jump to the like specific like time slot. Okay, the slide seems loading. Okay, yeah. So beside like the video, also we are even like trying to like try indexing some like short form video. Like this feature is still in like very early alpha, but just want to showcase that from Google, we're actually like following the nowadays where traffic is, and we want to collect and help to consume, help to index all this content for user who you want to like find information around the world. So stay tuned. We have a lot of new kind of rich result we're going to show up on like Google search result. Next, please. So by doing this, we can actually also see like a lot of like business companies or partners. They also see like great like business like outcome by their like after they're doing website or more rebuilding about their overall website information. For example, we have like MX Player here. This is a big like OTT platform in India. They actually grow like 300 times of like traffic by making their video being understand like for Google. Meanwhile, we also have Rakuten from Japan. They have like a certain content which is recipe. So they help Google to understand what's a recipe. So if today I'm like a user like from America, I want to find some like Japanese food recipe, I can search it. I can definitely find Rakuten's like recipe web content with a more comprehensive like result on the search page. So as an advertiser, uh, besides that, you can do like Google ads, like you can buy traffic, pay traffic, YouTube ad, the display ad. What can you also do, like doing some infrastructure on your website to make your website more reachable and be understandable by Google. So next. So these are the fundamental two important, I would say, products or technology you should definitely be aware of. Like some of you may already know this, but some of you may not. So first is Search Console. Second is structured data. For Search Console, next, please. So Search Console, you can actually have a more like statistic and data-driven way to understand like how your user or how's the traffic like come from Google search or from Google Discover, which we just show in the like first few slides. So from here, you will have a static data, and you can also even see like, oh, what are the queries like users search for, and Google reveals your website, and like which query did like a user really click through. We like count it as like click-through rate, etc. And also nowadays we're quite caring about like paid performance. You may heard of like Core Vital. We also have the charts and dashboard on the Search Console tool. So Search Console tool is actually a one-stop like for all your Google search related like information and data. You can find all the infos here to make your like business or like web design decision by all this like graph. Next. On the other hand, beside reading data, you can actually enrich your web content, just like I demo in the slide. There's a lot more different kind of like formats which will be shown on Google search. And the first step, you can have your like contents be understand by Google, like whether it's a recipe, is it like a how-to, or is a video. Definitely leverage the rich results, or we say structured data. So we actually have this like rich result test you can definitely leverage. So after you implement all this more like structured data, HTML, JSON like formats, then you can use the rich result test to test whether it's valid to show on Google search. If it's valid, the format is correct, and you can like publish your website and wait for Google bot to crawl, and potentially will be shows like on Google search upfront with the format I demo in the previous slide. Next. Also, one very like exciting thing I want to share is like besides Search Console and structured data, we actually also release this tool. We call this Search Console Insight. So first, it's like a mobile site, mobile app. You can actually see the site from your mobile. Especially we know like there's a lot more user your daily device mobile, not like a laptop. Meanwhile, the data here is related not only on Google search, it's also related to your Google Analytics. So you can actually find Search Console analytic data here. So this is more like modern and advanced tool towards like site owners or creators. You can understand your traffic correlated to like the query. So definitely can try out this tool and feedback to us. Next. So this is like your like as an advertiser you can do for basic tool like Search Console and structured data. And we know like not everyone is very tech savvy, or you have some other like decision to build up your site. So that's why you're here. You may already leverage like Niagahoster service. They help you to set up the infrastructure, the cloud for setting up the WordPress, and you can use the WordPress like backend GUI to like publish content, to do some analytic, to like maybe use WooCommerce to do some like merchants. So from Google, we also really like love the WordPress because it helps to serve the worldwide website in a very like big percentage. So we actually like work on WordPress a lot, and next page please. We're very happy to say like we work on WordPress, and Niagahoster is one of like famous and very trusted like WordPress hosting platform in Indonesia. So for Niagahoster has already like bundled Sitekit, which is like a one-stop like one box solution of like a lot of like Google tool within their plan bundle. And if you're already using like Niagahoster WordPress solution, you can like start to leverage like this feature, this like benefit right now in your WordPress because the Sitekit is already installed. So for what Sitekit is and what Sitekit is can help for advertisers and marketers, I will pass to my colleague Shu to introduce more about it.
Thanks, Ian. Hello, everyone. People in Indonesia, good evening. My name is Shu Hirasaka. I do product partnership management for Google Chrome, focusing on CMS and hosting platform ecosystem. My goal is to see site owners succeed on web with modern and safe web technologies. I'm very excited about today's event and seeing you all. I see my session is the very last session of the long event, so I'll do my best to get you excited as well. So as Ian mentioned, today I'm going to talk about Google Sitekit. Does anyone know Sitekit? Have you heard? Yeah, if you know, maybe you can message via chat box.
Mungkin ada yang pernah tahu Sitekit, Shu tanya gitu. Kalau misalnya pernah pakai atau pernah tahu, mungkin boleh cerita di chat, di kolom chat.
Yeah. Okay. I can't see the message from my screen, but I hope many of you left some comments in the chat box that you know or you don't know. Cool. Right. First of all, when we think about maintaining our websites, we have multiple areas to focus on, such as the site development, SEO, and marketing. So to make sense of all the information in various products, you might need a dedicated in-house team, or you might want to hire a developer or an agency. So that's why I would like to introduce Google Sitekit today. With Sitekit, you can manage all that information in one single dashboard. So Sitekit is basically Google's official WordPress plugin, and this is free, and you can install it via WordPress plugin store or via as part of hosting provider services like Niagahoster does. For initial setup, it is very easy and simple. It doesn't take much of your time and efforts. It just takes a few simple steps as shown in the animation here, and you're done. So for all the necessary account linking processes with each of these tools down in the background, so you don't need to do anything. If you are a marketer or a site owner, you can create your create new accounts for your teammates or on behalf of them very quickly. And if you are a web agency, you can do the same for your customers. Okay, now let's look at what you can do with Sitekit. It basically provides a summary of these key Google products in one single page on your WordPress dashboard. The Google products includes Search Console, Google Analytics, Page Speed Insights, and Google AdSense. So I think you might have heard of some of these. Basically, what they can do is you can check users' traffic and SEO data with Google Search Console, and you can check users' behavior in your website with Google Analytics, and you can check your site's performance with Page Speed Insights, and you can also check your monetization data with Google AdSense. So everything is in one page, very easy. So you don't need to open 4 different windows or tabs to check these items. So basically, you will have a quick and easy access to these key Google products and see a summary of these in one single page without having to open multiple windows or tabs. Now, let me take you through a bit of deep dive for each of these tools on Sitekit. I'll do a little demo using my own WordPress account. So just give me 1 second, please. Okay, so now you're looking at my Sitekit dashboard on my WordPress platform. On your left here, you see a tab showing Sitekit logo. So you click on that and it gives you a nice one-page summary of various information of your website. for this demo, I'm using a test account created by my colleague in Europe. So you might find some information unusual, like locations of the users. But I think this basically gives you a good sense of how Scikit works. From the top, you are seeing a summary of the user behavior information from Google Analytics, which is basically telling you things like how the number of visitors changed over a period of time, and how your users got to your website, whether it's through your through their search or by directly clicking on the URLs or via social medias. And by changing the tab here to location, for example, then it tells you where your users are coming from. So in this demo, many people are coming from Ireland, nearly 20% coming from Brazil, 10% America. And if you click on the devices, it tells you which devices your users are using when visiting your website. So from here, you see about 75% of your users visiting from their mobile devices and 23% from their desktop. So yeah, you can check this kind of information up here. Very easy. And down here, you are seeing a summary of SEO data from Google Search Console, which Ian touched on earlier. So you can check the information such as user impression, the number of clicks. Yeah, you see the 1,000 clicks last month. And if you scroll down, then you're seeing another summary of SEO related data, such as your most popular pages information in a ranking, as well as the same information for the most popular contents down here. So how many views on which contents. So these information are generated from Google Search Console automatically. And scrolling down further, now you are seeing a summary of your site performance, which is generated from Google Page Speed Insights. The metrics showing here are Core Web Vitals metrics, which is Google Chrome's a new set of web performance metrics, colored in red. These two, red means your site performance is not good, below the threshold, and colored in green here, this means you're above the threshold, so your score is good for that particular metric. And down here, it also gives you advice on how to improve your site performance based on the assessment made above here. For example, yeah, if you further click on this, then yeah, it gives some recommendation on resizing the image files so that your loading speed will be faster. Yeah, so you see this kind of information. And at the bottom here, it says earnings. You're supposed to see a summary of your monetization data, but it's not showing because we have not put any advertisements on this test site. So let me take you back to the presentation where I have an image of the summary report. Just give me a second. Right. So this is what it's supposed to look like if you have advertisements on your pages. So as you can see, it shows how much money you make and what top earning pages are. So these information generated from Google AdSense. Okay, as we just went through, Sitekit gives instant access to key Google products. Just to recap, we checked a summary of report generated from Google Analytics, Search Console, Page Speed Insights, and Google AdSense. So all these summaries are in one single page with very user-friendly user interface, and you don't need to open four separate tabs or windows. Okay, now whether you are a marketer or if you're a site owner or web agency, there are significant benefits you get from using Sitekit. Let's look at them. You can grow your audience and meet your goals and increase conversion metrics because Sitekit offers tips for improving site performance based on goals like increasing site traffic, conversion, and more. Also, you can save your time and efforts for maintaining and monitoring your site's data because Sitekit automatically generates such reports, which you just saw, and lets you customize. It has only been nearly 2 years since Sitekit launched, but we see nearly 2 million active installs, and it's still growing rapidly. It's been being loved by many WordPress users. Yeah, so that concludes my presentation. Hopefully you enjoyed and liked. You liked some of the features of Sitekit you have seen today. Thank you. I'll